On this episode of Exactly How, we're going to show you exactly how to invest in REITs, how to compound your money, and how to take action when others sit on the sidelines on this episode of Exactly How.
You're listening to the Exactly How podcast, where you'll hear the underground, closely guarded wealth building secrets of successful people around the globe. Discover exactly how to improve your mental, physical, and financial health. Feel better, make more money, live, give, and prosper in today's exciting, fast-paced world filled with opportunity for those who know exactly how.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Connected Investors podcast and YouTube show, Exactly How. During this episode, you're going to discover exactly how to invest in REITs. For those of you who are new, my name is Ross Hamilton, today's host and CEO of ConnectedInvestors.com, the world's largest network of real estate investors. Today, we have the privilege to learn from a man who has been investing in REITs for a long time and has done very, very well. Prior to his career in real estate, he worked as an individual who negotiated real estate all the way back when he was 16 years old. He started even younger than I did. All of that changed in 2008 when the market crashed and he had to kind of update his strategy a little bit. I would describe our guest really as intense. And I'd like to introduce you to the one, the only Manish Bindi. Manish, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, and I'm really excited for our members to hear what you have to say because a lot of people invest in real estate because they don't like the stock market kind of funny money aspect of it. They understand real estate. They can actually touch the real estate. It's a real investment. But there comes a time where you need to move your money into different spots for different reasons. Maybe you're between investments. Maybe you've just done very, very well and you want to diversify a little bit. And I think this is a very natural progression for a lot of real estate investors to think about REITs.
Yeah, I think that's a key thing. I think every real estate investor gets to a point, or every investor in general really gets to a point where, you know, after whatever that point is, it becomes inefficient to continue doing what you're doing. Just from whether it's a quality of life perspective or whether it's actually an ROI perspective, you know, you've got to constantly adapt your strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. And for those of you who are watching on YouTube, you can see I'm here at the Connected Investors office in Wilmington, North Carolina. Manish, where are you?
I'm currently in Bogota, Colombia. I'm looking for an opportunity over here, but normally I'm based in London.
Great. So this is something you can truly benefit from and do anywhere in the world, just using your phone.
Yeah, my portfolio travels on this, basically.
My gosh. Things have changed so much in just the last handful of years, for sure.
Exactly.
Now, before we dive into exactly how to invest in REITs and pick REITs, Manish, you contribute a lot of your success to your detachment. That's really interesting. Why do you think this has played such a big role in your success?
Well, I think when I was 16 and I was negotiating real estate deals with my dad, I was actually 15 and a half and I saw my dad negotiate a real estate deal. And I just had this arrogance that was like, he got off the phone and I said, hey, I could do that. That looks like, that looks easy. I don't know why you're so stressed about this all the time. You know, it looks easy to me. And luckily, instead of telling me to screw off, he said, well, all right, well, show me then, you know? And so I had to very quickly learn how to transfer that arrogance into strategy, I guess, you know. But the key point that I always have to go back to, no matter when I'm facing a new challenge, is that back at 16, I could very quickly get better deals than anyone else that my dad or that he was working with, because I didn't need the deal. You know, if the deal wasn't going to get done, I still had to get my homework done. I still had to go to school the next day. So it wasn't a life-changing moment for a deal to happen or not happen for me. And so that level of detachment just allowed me to get deals that nobody else was able to get in London at that time.
Yeah, I mean, the person who cares the least wins the negotiation.
Absolutely. And that detachment, and it's not caring the least to the point where you screw up the deal. It's just understanding that there are enough deals out there in the market that you will get a deal at some point. You don't have to put your life on one particular deal.
Yeah. Yeah, really interesting. Thanks for sharing that with us. And for those of you who are new, what makes the Exactly How Financial Freedom podcast unique is every show comes with a detailed action plan. We're going to pull all the steps out of Manisha's head here and give you a blueprint that you can follow so you can benefit from the information you're listening to right here. Because it's great that you're here, but unless you apply it, you're kind of wasting your time. So that's why we have all of the action steps at exactlyhow.com for this show and all of the previous shows where we interview other geniuses that have amazing strategies. When you visit exactlyhow.com, you can also throw your name in the hat to win our $3,000 deal finding software that locates the best deals anywhere. We're going to announce the winner during this show right here. So if you're watching this on YouTube Live, get excited. If you go to exactlyhow.com and you comment, you could win. So actually, because we're talking about finding deals, we have something new here real quick. We have an Alexa. Do you have an Alexa, Manish? I'm just curious.
I don't, unfortunately,
Okay.
but I mean, my friend has one. I've been very impressed with it.
Hey, Alexa, open Connected Investors and find me a flip in Tampa,
Hello,
Florida.
I am here to help you find the best investment properties in any location.
Find me a flip in Tampa, Florida.
As of January 22nd, I found you 4,166 properties perfect for flipping, wholesaling, or renting in Tampa, Florida. 77% are unlisted off-market properties that I can locate for you.
There you go.
Well, that's freaking cool.
If you want to hear the rest, you just have to talk to Alexa, say, hey, Alexa, open Connected Investors and find me a flip in any city in the U.S. I wanted to do it to your city, but I didn't realize you were going to be calling from across the globe there.
Yeah, no worries. That's freaking cool, though. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's part of the deal finding software that we're going to give one of the lucky winners here. So, all right, guys, this is called Exactly How, where we break down exactly how to implement something. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Could you define for us what a REIT is for someone who's brand new?
Yeah, a REIT is a real estate investment trust. In essence, it's a company that pulls money together in a listed way to go and buy, manage, and distribute profits from real estate.
Fantastic. And this is publicly traded, so you can buy it just like you're buying a stock.
That's right. All you need is a broker account and you're ready to go.
All right. So you can be up and running. Literally, if someone's done with this show, they take what the information you have, they could be investing in a REIT and be a real estate investor in the next 20 minutes.
Well, yeah, because I mean, especially you guys in the States have some really good advancements as far as broker accounts go, like Robinhood, et cetera, et cetera. So you can get an account open very, very quickly and get started.
All right. Well, before we jump into kind of picking the REITs and thinking through all of that, you wanted to kind of break down some of the benefits of a REIT. So you talked about them being hands-off and having the world's best managers. Can you talk about the hands-off aspect?
Yeah. So for example, I'm currently in Bogota, Colombia. I have a US real estate portfolio traveling with me here that I don't manage. I don't look at. All I look at is the money coming into my account. And that's about it. And with that, I get exposure to 8 different real estate sectors with 1 stock purchase and 154 different real estate holdings across those 8 different real estate sectors. And for that, I pay a 0.12% yearly fee. I don't know any other better way of owning actual real estate than that right now.
That's easy. That's easy. And you also mentioned world-class managers. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. So how REITs work is that their job is to pull in money to get leverage so that they can go and negotiate deals. And the only way that they're going to get money is by showing performance figures. And so they've got to generate returns in order for more money to come into the pool the next year round, for example, right? So in essence, they're not like an average, a real estate investor where we're going, oh, I just had one bad deal. If they have one bad deal, they're going to get $100 million pulled next year. So these guys, their life depends on making you money. So you've got the world-class nerds, lawyers, accountants on your side trying to make you money every single day so that at the end of the year, they can say, hey, we've generated this return. It's better than all of these returns. Give your money to us. And so it allows you to employ for 0.12% a year, employ the smartest people on earth to manage and build a property portfolio for you.
I like what you said. Their life depends on making you money.
That's absolutely, capitalism works.
Yeah.
Capitalism absolutely works. They want money. They're going to make me money. I'm going to give them more money if they make me money. It's as simple as that.
Now I know this. I know this fluctuates here, but what type of returns are you able to see when you're investing in REITs?
Yeah. So the way that we do it, we use REIT ETFs. So an ETF is an exchange traded fund, and it's very simple. It just sits on top of the REITs, and one ETF invests in multiple different REITs. So you could have a REIT for healthcare, for example, healthcare in Detroit. So they're buying healthcare properties, healthcare related properties in Detroit. So an ETF has like a super level of nerds that are sort of auditing
The nerd.
really great nerds, and now they're allocating the funds across all of these different sectors. So we like to use VNQ, which anyone can go and check out. It's the one with the 0.12% yearly fee. It's $64 billion of wealth protected in it. Since inception, it's at a compounded growth rate of 8.48%. Pays out a 4.52% dividend, and then with our strategies with options, we generate an extra 12% a year.
Just an extra 12%.
Yeah.
So with a REIT, how is it different or the same as real estate crowdfunding, where a lot of people get together to invest in a deal? Is this just real estate crowdfunding on the stock market?
I'm not too familiar with real estate crowdfunding, so I wouldn't be able to answer it in as much detail as I think you'd want me to. But with crowdfunding, I'm assuming you've got to be accredited, you've got to be, you've got to have certain requirements. Whereas with a REIT, anyone can go and do it. You just got to buy a stock on. You just got to buy a stock on a broker account, and you're ready to go. I'm not sure what the legalities are around crowdfunding. You're the expert on that, so I wouldn't be able to answer that question. But as far as REITs go, anyone can do it. You can do it from anywhere in the world. It's completely audited. It's covered by the SEC, and it's protected. So you haven't got the risks that I assume would come potentially with a crowdfunded portfolio that you yourself would have to diversify. Whereas with a REIT ETF, it's done for you.
Gotcha. Makes a lot of sense. So a lot of people are talking about what's going to happen in the real estate market. With is it going to go down? Is it going to stay? Is it going to stay steady? How do you prepare for a coming downturn in the real estate market, and how would that affect your REIT investments?
Well, I'm contrarian on that because I don't think we're going to have a downturn. I think we'll have a correction, but we're overdue a correction. And the corrections typically happens every 12 to 18 months anyway, so it's not an issue. The reason why I don't think we're going to have a downturn until 2030, 2035 is we're entering the prime spending years of millennials right now. So that is going to drive property prices even more. I definitely think that there has to be some form of, cooling off period, but I don't think it's going to be anything crazy. One of the problems that humanity has and our psychology has is that we have a recency bias, and anything that's happened yesterday we think is going to happen tomorrow. So everyone's sort of looking at 2008 and wondering, is that going to happen again, without realizing that, statistically a crash and a correction like that happens every 70 years. So we've seen it for our lifetimes, and without taking into account the safeguards that have been put in place by banks, by governments, to prevent anything like that happening again.
Yeah, that's a great point. And we have a great episode of exactly how the 2020 crash, where we have an expert who analyzes all of the risk for all the top hedge funds, has a similar position that you have. But I know a lot of people, they like to, tie into all the hype and say, oh, I'm going to wait for real estate to crash, then I'll get in.
Good luck.
Sounds like they're going to be, 70 years old if they're 30 years old before that happens again. If you ask anyone when the best time to invest in real estate is, it's
yesterday,
usually 20 years ago, or the next best time is today.
Yes, absolutely. I completely agree. One of the interesting things about the stock market is that everyone thinks right now we're entering, a potential crash period. No, we're not. We're entering a potential 8 to 14% correction period, which happens every 18 months. But when you look at the stock market, it hasn't gone anywhere since probably about February of 2018-ish. And so it only started breaking out at the fourth quarter of 2019. So when you look at that, the crash and the slowdown that everyone is sort of terrified about has happened under our noses. It's already happened. The market has been going nowhere for 18 months. It hasn't done that, hasn't had that sort of slow period for a number of years. And so it's already happened. Now we're entering a new upswing. We will get a correction. That absolutely will happen in the stock market. It absolutely will happen in real estate. I think as far as the REITs go, I think we're entering a period of increase up until about April, May. Then we're going to see a slowdown into the election, and then it will start climbing again. That's what my thinking is.
Great. Yeah, thanks for breaking that down for us. So the time is now. And listen, if you're listening to this in the podcast, make sure to go over to our YouTube channel, because we do some really special things in the description of the YouTube video. Go ahead and tap that button and open it up. We have some great trainings there on how you can get into the market quickly, all the calculators, all the checklists, my free book that I'm giving away, exactly how to fund real estate investments. This isn't self-published. I got paid a bunch of money to write this book, but I'm able to give away a handful of copies for free. The link is in the description. So go ahead and grab that. If you're on the podcast, go to YouTube. If you're on YouTube, please make sure to subscribe so we can bring you more great content like this. All right, Manish, let's go ahead and talk about how to kind of pick a REIT. You talked about these, these different strategies in passing, but help someone who's brand new. They're like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to put some money in this. What do they do? What do they look for?
Well, the one thing that, I don't advise trying to pick a REIT, because what that turns into is like trying to pick a stock. And on the stock market side of our business, we don't try and pick stocks. It's basically invest in an index fund. The real question behind picking a REIT or a stock or anything really, even a physical property, is understanding what the goal is. And if the goal is long-term growth, well, you want to do that in the safest way possible. And the best way to do that is through VNQ. And anyone can go and buy a stock right now of VNQ. And that's what I urge. I mean, it's going to cost you less than $100 to buy one share. Just go buy it. Get over the fear of buying it. That's one of the things, after coaching people in 46 different countries, one of the things that I've noticed is people are afraid to take the first step. So my goal is to get you to buy one share. I don't care how, even if you want to invest, $10 million, buy one share, and let's start from there. So everyone right now should go get a broker account. It's easy to do. Robinhood has broker fee-free broker accounts right now for everyone, especially in the US and anywhere in the world, really. Just go buy one share and just experience the fact that you own real estate all around the US with one stock purchase from your phone. Feel that first, and then we can move on to how to really start profiting from it.
Now, just for disclosure here, you don't have any, if someone does that, you don't make any money, right?
We don't make any money. I don't make any money from recommending Robinhood. You can use any broker you want. We don't have any broker ties ourselves. We've got clients in 46 countries, so it'd be hard to recommend a specific broker for everyone to use.
VNQ?
No, VNQ is a very, very big fund, and my business is minuscule compared to the amount of money being invested in VNQ. It's $60+ billion. So no, unfortunately, I can't cause a dent in VNQ's investment right now. Otherwise, I would be getting paid for it.
Well, you're on the Exactly How podcast. We have about 1 million people who are part of Connected Investors. So you might make it move.
You never know. You never know.
Yeah, you never know. You never know who's listening right here. So let me ask some questions I know people are going to have. These different REITs, do they own any specific type of real estate, or do some REITs own residential real estate?
Yeah, so the VNQ, for example, invests in 8 different sectors of REITs. So what they'll basically do is VNQ is sort of like a hedge fund, right? And they'll go and assess REITs in healthcare, REITs in hotels and resorts, REITs in industrials, REITs in offices, residential REITs, retail REITs, and any particular specialized REITs that there are. And they'll decide which ones to go and invest in based on what their metrics are and the market capitalization of those REITs. So it's really a very well diversified cross segment of US real estate.
Great. Now, yeah, thanks for clearing that up. And before I ask the next question here, I have to announce the winner of our $3,000 software. This person went to exactlyhow.com. They comment on so many of our videos. They like it. They share what we have. They're engaging with us. So we want to engage with you. And this individual is
looking for a private money partner to fund your flips or rentals? Go direct to the source. privatelenders.com, a free marketplace that instantly matches you with up to 5 private money lenders to save thousands by having non-bank lenders compete to be your funding partner. privatelenders.com.
And this individual is Andrew Jones. Andrew, congratulations.
Congrats.
The Investors team will be reaching out with you. We'll give you a special one-on-one demo of the software. Make sure you know how to use it so you can go find those deals and flip a deal and take the 60 grand profit you make and throw it in a REIT and do it again and have that money kind of keep coming in. So great. We talked about VNQ and some of your recommendations. Are there any other, if someone wants to, there's a lot of people that are very analytical here. They're going to look at that and look at similar things to VNQ. Are there any similar ones that you can kind of recommend?
Yeah, XLRE is a similar one. XLRE and VNQ sort of mimic the same sort of holdings. But that's one definitely that you can invest in if you've got a smaller starting investment, to get into it with. But VNQ is the premier REIT, REIT ETF that you want to get into.
Gotcha. And now you mentioned a pretty unique strategy where you're investing in VNQ and, perhaps some others, and you're also doing some option trading.
Yeah.
I know we're not going to have time to get into that in this episode of Exactly How, but for people that understand that, can you kind of just highlight your strategy there?
Yeah. So the goal with any investment that we do at Perfect Portfolio is to be in the investment for the long term. We're not trying to trade and flip. So the problem with that is that you need cash flow in the short term so that you can compound your money further. And so what I like to explain to people is that the way you grow wealth is by buying an asset at close to market value, if not below market value as possible. Then you've got to generate cash flow on that asset so you can buy more of that particular asset that you know is going to go up, right? It's very, very simple. I call it wealth triangle philosophy. It's very, very simple. The problem with a REIT typically is that the only cash flow you're getting is the dividend payment. And because it's not focused on, for example, single family homes that are cash flow assets and you're making 20% a year cash flow, but no capital gain, with REITs, you're making a capital gain plus a cash flow. But the cash flow is not high enough. So with options, we can allow someone to speculate on the price of that REIT and sit on the side of the house in essence. And based on the Chicago Board of Options Exchange statistics, 90% of option speculators lose money. So we're collecting that money, allowing people to speculate on stock that we already own for the long term. And the other 10%, the rules that we have will not force you to get called out of your stock at any point. So you're continuing to hold that stock over the long term. The main goal of what we do is long-term real estate ownership. All we're using the options for is to, in essence, try and take some money out of the market so we can buy more of the stock that we think is going to go up.
Great. Yeah. Thanks for breaking that down for us. And I know a lot of our members are invest in real estate and in stocks and options. So that probably makes a lot of sense to a handful of our members. Manish, is there anything else you want to let people know about REITs and kind of what you do and this crazy world?
Yeah, basically, the one message that I have for all real estate investors and all investors generally is understand what your goal is first. A lot of people get addicted to the idea of owning, 10,000 doors and et cetera, et cetera. Understand what the goal is. And most people, I believe their goal is to have the freedom, the security, and the lifestyle that comes from being wealthy. And real estate provides that. So then once you understand that, then go and find the strategy for you. My strategy might not be the right strategy for you. We only work with 155 clients a year anyway. So it's just figure out what the right goal is for you, figure out what the strategy is for you, and then just go ahead and implement it. Like you said at the beginning, if you don't do anything with it, then what's the point? You're just sitting here learning. Well, you're not even learning, because I actually think you learn by doing. I don't actually think anyone learns by reading a book. I know enough people that are MBA students or whatever, and they can't negotiate their way out of a deal, right? So it is you only learn while doing. And so just get on with it and just start doing something. Even if it means just going and opening up a free broker account and buying one stock that's going to cost you less than $100. If you cannot put $100 on the line for your future, you know, I don't know what to say to you. Like, you're not ready for this at that point.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate you kind of giving that nudge. And that's really what a lot of people need. You know, sometimes they need some tough love. It's like, let's do this. You know, break your patterns. If you have a habit of getting excited and not doing anything, that's,
We
you can
don't
kind
even talk to those people. We
already-
don't
yeah, you
even
can already see it.
we don't even talk to those people. You know, we have an application process where every single person is reviewed before they join us. I cannot help anyone that will not help themselves by opening up a broker account. Like, it's just, you know, I cannot even fathom the fact that I need to motivate someone to open up a broker account when you know that every single wealthy person in the world has a broker account, has a portfolio, has real estate, you know, and has these things, and you cannot even get off in fact, you're not even getting off your ass because you can do it from your phone. Right? You can do the thing from your phone while sitting on the toilet. That's how easy you can open up a broker account. And you got people that don't want to open up a broker account. So I have zero interest, zero empathy in dealing with anyone that cannot even open up a broker account for their future. Like, it's shocking to me.
Yeah, that's so true. There's a lot of people in different, they just get stuck in this analysis by paralysis, and it's this or that, and it just nothing ever happens.
Yeah, they'll go and spend people. It's interesting to me how people will go and put, you know, 10 grand into a seminar, but won't go and put, you know, $1,000 into, you know, a crowdfunded real estate project, or go and buy one stock for $100. It's fascinating to me. You know, it's really, really fascinating. But again, that's just how the world works. So we deal with winners, and we like to work with people that are going to execute.
Yeah, you know, they say if you took away all the money from everyone in the world today and everyone got to start from scratch again, it would be in about another 2 or 3 years. All the people that had it would have it again.
Yes, exactly.
because of their habits.
Yes.
Because they're action takers. Because they, you know, they get in the game. You can't just, you know, you can't sit in the sidelines and just watch everyone do it.
Absolutely.
Well, great. Manish, you mind if I ask you one of the tough questions here?
You go for it. You're the conductor. You just point me in the right direction. I'll dance. No worries.
What do you think your life would be like if you never got into real estate?
I think it would be, well, I wanted to become a corporate lawyer when I was younger. So I think I would have followed that path, and probably committed suicide at some point.
All right. So real estate saved your life right there.
Pretty much.
All right. Now we're going to jump into the rapid fire section of the podcast. I'm going to ask you a few questions here and just say the first thing that kind of comes to your mind.
All right.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how strict were your parents?
Probably about a 7.
Get up early or stay up late?
I used to be stay up late. Now it's get up early.
How many hours of sleep do you get?
About 7.5 is like my goal.
Favorite or most recent book that you read?
Oh, wow. What can I just look that up? Look, so I don't forget the name of it and butcher the name of it. 1 second. I don't actually like to read books. I like to listen to them on Audible, so I can play them a lot faster than.
That counts too.
Yeah. So, The Infinite Game by Simon Sinek is a great book.
Oh yeah, he's a really good author.
Yeah.
What is if you could be any superhero, who would it be?
Batman.
What is something everyone should do less of?
Wow. Drink alcohol.
What is something everyone should do more of?
Definitely work out more. Or not even work out. Let's just fast. Like, alternate day fasting is something that I discovered after focusing on my journey for my own health, and that has been the single biggest game changer for me. So, alternate day fasting.
We actually have a podcast, The Best Diet for a Real Estate Investor, and it's all about fasting.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah. Bitcoin, bang or bust? Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. What is something everyone should do more of fasting? Bitcoin, bang or bust?
Short-term bang, long-term bust.
Will people visit Mars in your lifetime?
It's up to Elon Musk. I have no idea about that one. I'm not. That's way above my pay grade at this point.
Hey man, he's selling one-way tickets for about $250,000.
It's a great way to raise debt-free financing. It's interest-free financing. It's fantastic.
He can get you there. He can't get you back. At least he's not
exactly.
He's not promising anything he can't deliver.
Exactly, but it's it's a fantastic way to sort of raise capital without having to pay anything for it, right? Just the same thing they do with the pre-orders on the cars. Suddenly they have an extra $2 billion sitting in the bank on pre-orders, and they don't never have to pay any interest on it. He is a genius.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks so much for being on the show.
My absolute pleasure. And if there's anything I can do to help, just let me know.
You bet. And for everyone who is still with us, you made it to the end of the show, which means you finish what you start, which is a very rare trait for people in this world. You found a lot of value in what Manish and I kind of brought to you today. So give us a thumbs up, a like, a share, comment. Your engagement really fuels us. Make sure if you're on YouTube to subscribe so you don't miss any of these episodes. And most importantly, take action. Visit exactlyhow.com, download the blueprints. We'll break down everything that he talked about so you can go ahead and you understand the companies he talked about and all the brokerages and the steps to take. It's all at exactlyhow.com. Until the next show, take action.
The Connected Investors app connects you with investors, notifies you of available properties, helps locate cash buyers, and secure private funding to close deals. Set up in seconds to become a member of the Connected Investors social network. Now you can scroll through your main feed to find cash buyers, see investment properties not available to the general public, and network with investors by adding your own comments to a thread to keep the conversation going. The Control Center is your connection to add properties to sell, start new discussions, connect with local investors, and even find private funding. The Notifications tab will keep you alerted to new investment properties and offers. You'll also find new friend requests to connect directly with the community to build your network. From the property marketplace, you'll be able to find, favorite, and make offers on investment properties. Download Connected Investors today to find, figure, fund, and flip investment properties on the go.